Hello, and welcome to August 5th. TLRY Call has a gain today. Let's go look at that. There it is. We have a nice little gain. Remember that this was a minus 44% yesterday. We are now at 35, so we gained 9%. And after a series of 5 red candles prior, we are now moving in the direction. Also, notice below that the stochastics is in the up direction. And so there we are. We have that. We have the stochastics rising, and it's running at 40. It's in the 42 zone, which is still in the sweet spot. But after we get into the trade, the sweet spot is nice. More importantly, is get to that 90, and price gets up here in the higher realms. That's what the objective is. 45 for the RSI is an agreement, and we do have our green histogram. I always notice that the MACD value line has continued quite nicely. It didn't retreat very much, so this is a very strong indication that we are in a good support zone right there. And notice that my short-term price channel has now formed a nice base. Now, you know, this doesn't create on its own. This is create off the price action that happens above it. Price gets established, and then the price channel will then come into play. So that's my short term, green is my midterm, and blue is my long term. What is the plan now for TLRY? And that is the game. It's already, you know, we're in the game. We're no danger of at this moment of any loss. We closed today at 1447, and our target is 1605. So we have less than $2 to go, and we have an ATR of $12. So we're anticipating that in two trading days, in a perfect trading world, and with 2 trading days, we're able to break past 1605 and get a close, get a candle above. That's why I have my drawing there as a reminder that we get past 1605, we'll move the stop to 1605. We call the EPS entry price stop, and then after that, price closes above 1960. Same thing. Same rules, then we go to 1960. After that, we'll be waiting to see if one of the several conditions will happen. And that is we get a good price close above 3025 to go to 2670 is a 3-to-1. Because price does have a tendency in these ratios, does have a tendency that it gets past the third ratio, which is right there. It has a tendency of coming right back down again, and then sometimes not. So just protecting capital. Right now, we're trying to protect capital, and this is to protect profit and capital and get the money back into our buying power. And then remember the additional exit rules. We get to 10x, which is 51.55. Look toward taking money off the table there. ROI completes at 200 plus. Right now, it's a minus 35. So this has 235 percentage points to go, or we hit December 17th. We'll go out at 16 December. This is the expiration date to expiration. So this is a December option. That's right. This is a December option, and that's what we'll be looking. It will be so. This was a DTE trade, but with various safeguards for reversals, because here's a perfect proof of these are DTE these are all DTE trades, but these two here, Yelp and AT&T's T, are original date to expiration trading plan, and that means they have no stops. We would have been stopped out of these two a long time ago and not be suffering behind. We're behind. So we're still behind at minus 3.3 against the SPY's 18.2 year to date. But again, I was testing this theory. I was testing, do the not putting any stops work out? Now, for the 2 traders that I do know that operate this, they don't buy 90 days. They buy 9 months to 12 months and beyond. They buy way deep time for this. I took the 90 days. And also, too, we had to stay within our budget at the time that we were hovering around $5,000. Having more budget than in having a 10% allocation, you're now able to go into more bigger trades. The reality is on TLRY is we got a plan. We know all our escape routes. The only thing that we don't know is if we get a gap. If we get a gap going down below 1250, it happens. Or if we get a gap going to 1605, all the better yet, it'd be in our favor. Okay, with that said, let's go ahead and go look at the scanner for the uptrend, scanner uptrend in the open market. And that was, we had VICA and OCM. Now, what we did here is we did, in closing minutes, we did forward testing. So we come here to forward testing. You set up your rules, build your scanner, and then go to the chart, and to save time, just mark it up. That's all. Just go ahead and mark it up, and you keep a list on the side of your desk, and then you come back and check it in a couple of days or a week and see, was it right or wrong? Did it get canceled? Did it get triggered? And then did it follow the rules of getting stopped out at the initial stop, or the entry stop, or the first ratio, or the third ratio? So there's a way of proving that your trading plan, if you have your own trading plan with its own set of rules. And you can see how I went through and I marked up all these guys up already. And there we are, we marked them all up. So if we come across these in the future, we can look in the past and say, was our scanner correct? And did our 3-to-1 work out? And that's what the whole idea here is about this, about forward testing. So every one of these was done. And I'm stepping through them so you can get a quick snapshot to see how it looks. And then we're going to go on to the last and final part of today's open market with TLRY in moving in the positive direction. That is, what happened to the ones that we did earlier this week. So we had DENN. Oh, it's Denny's. I didn't even realize it was Denny's. Okay, look, this order would have triggered, and now you're here. And you're now waiting for another candle to form up here, and then go to EPS stop. If it doesn't clear enough the gantry and comes back down, then so you start, first stop was 1355 as your first stop. Then your once price is completely cleared away from the 1418, then you go to 1486. And remember, there's no buffer when you start using the ratio exits. Okay, that was Denny's. Our other one that was on the list was VIR. And VIR also would have triggered, but it would have triggered with slippage. This happens. It opened high and came down. So you would have got filled here at a very high price on your option, unfortunately, in slippage. But look at the angle of attack of the 30-day EMA, the 10-day EMA. A nice, almost a perfect 45-degree. That is really outstanding. And all the indicators down below are running nice, and they're all in the sweet spot. Look, there's 42 for the STO and 46 for the RSI. Our other one who was up was SDOW. And that one there, now here's a good, this is a trading, this is a trading lesson. This order was set up for a call. This order was set up for a call because remember, we're doing stochastics uptrend. The order would be canceled. Cancel the order. It didn't trigger. It's not its turn direction. Let the scanner give you new stuff for tomorrow, as you saw in these that came up today. So this would have been canceled. Money goes back to your buying power, and then you run your scanner fresh. Now we come down to our other one that we're watching is Devon. And no, not AT&T, DVN. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Okay, and now again, this would have been a triggered order. Beautiful, right there, triggered. Wait for a close above here, and then move to 26.24. Close above here and around the past the 28.44, and then up here to the third ratio. And you can take profit the third ratio if you're not going to do TE trading. TT trading takes a lot of patience and a lot of nerve. 3-to-1 ratios are actually pretty much set and forget trades. Well, with that said, we are concluding today's report for TLRY. We're going to call on the gain, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. Thank you very much for stopping by and checking it out.